New episode alert. New episode alert. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Completely Irresponsible, man. We are back like we never left.
Yes, sir.
2024 is starting off with a fucking bang.
Is that first episode of the year?
No.
No, we had one. I'm bugging.
Yeah, because we didn't do an episode. Yeah. We did an episode the first week, and then we had to take a break, man. I was a little busy. Just doing a lot of stuff. I was in Brooklyn, as you know. A lot's been happening. So I've just been MIA building tunnels.
Has a lot been happening?
Yeah, I was building a tunnel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you finish it?
No, we got caught. So unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, me and the I think they're the Orthodox Jews, the Shabbats. Yeah, the Jewish people.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, listen.
Were you in the trenches digging them?
I can't say, man. Me and my community, we tighten it, so we really can't talk about that shit that much. You feel me? But, you know, it is what it is.
That shit's wild.
Yeah, let's just get into it. Fucking over 2024 has started off crazy, and it's hard to keep up with everything that's been happening. But if you live in New York, one of the most talked about things was the Jewish community in Crown Heights got caught digging tunnels from one not temple, but what are they called specifically?
Synagogue?
Yeah, one synagogue to another. That's what they said. They were just building one from one synagogue to another.
Is that what they said? What was the official?
That's what they said. They said
okay.
There were some like rogue members in the community that were essentially not allowed to go to the synagogue anymore, but they wanted to still keep their access to it. So they were building an underground tunnel to the synagogue. But upon further investigation, it was like there was things that just didn't really make any sense. Like that left open questions. There was strollers, mattresses with blood and fecal matter on it.
Stained mattress, yeah.
Yeah, there was a laundromat in there. So it just left a lot of questions that said, hey, like, if this is happening, why do you have all this? I personally thought, because when I first heard the information, it was said that they had did this during COVID and then kind of just re-brought it back up.
Yeah, that's what I heard. They was trying to like get around COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
They couldn't congregate during COVID or something.
Exactly. So I thought they were building like an entire community of like an underground community. That's just really what I thought it was. Nothing more, nothing less, just an underground community to say, hey, fuck it. We can't do this. We'll do it here. So, and especially because there's like this whole conversation of, I think the movie is called like The Last of Us or something like that, where it's...
So?
Was it? No, it was a movie that Obama was spearheading, but essentially what it is like the world is ending. You got to build a bunker. That's the shortest explanation possible. So I'm thinking like, oh, like they know something we don't know, but now it's just, there's a huge possibility that it might be pedophilic. So, there's a huge possibility.
Why are people saying it's pedophilic?
Because that community.
I think people saw it being Jewish people, and they're like, what are the most outlandish conspiracies?
Specifically, I think it's with, I can't remember now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's either the Hasidic Jews or the unorthodox or Orthodox Jews.
Shabbats, I think.
That have had a history of pedophilia.
I think it's Shabbat. I think it was like a couple figures. I think I saw something about that.
Yeah.
I don't know how true or false that is, but I heard a couple of members of the Chabad community were involved in something like that. But
yeah, so that's what people are now drawing conclusions to. I'm not drawing those conclusions.
I don't know, man.
The conclusion I'm drawing to is that it's a little fucked up that these niggas is allowed to build fucking tunnels.
They weren't allowed. They weren't allowed.
We'll see what happens in a couple months.
Did they fill that up with cement or something?
I hope
so.
They
arrested like 10 of them?
I fucking hope so. You know what's crazy? And I'm going to go back to my rant later, but there was this one guy that said like he kept hearing people under his house.
I was going to say that. He's like, yo, I keep hearing people speaking Yiddish under my floors.
Like imagine like you,
and people are like, damn, bro, that's kind of fucking anti-Semitic. He's like, no, I swear.
You gotta keep convincing them, like, yo, I'm telling you.
I hear Jews in the floorboards. like, yo, I relax, Hitler.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's like, bro, like, you sound fucking crazy right now. He could have lost his family. He could have lost his job, his friends, and now a year or 3 years later, kicking off January 2024. A bunch of Jewish people are getting arrested for building fucking tunnels.
Like the video of the dude coming out the sewer was crazy.
Yeah.
That's just a bad look, bro.
Fully clothed. the hat on and everything looking sparkling.
Yeah.
Just coming out like nothing happened to. What makes that
crazy? Stiff-armed someone on the way out.
But how you not get the cameraman? I would have like, nah, give me that phone,
stiff-armed the cameraman. No,
you gotta get that cameraman.
Yeah, man.
Bro, if I see a cameraman and I just came out of the ground, that video is not seeing the light of day.
He's made your whole people look bad.
Yeah, there's no. They tried to like go out of it and be like, oh yeah, it was a bunch of like young guys, basically from the age of 19 and like 23.
I don't know.
And it was like, okay, but that video showed a bunch of older men
hired
getting mad.
A bunch of undocumented immigrants to build it for them. So they hired like a bunch of like.
That's what they did, or are you saying what if?
That's what they did.
Damn, immigrants.
They hired like a bunch of like Venezuelans and shit to like come in and like dig the holes for them.
That's smart though, because like they're good at building shit.
I mean, the Jewish people aren't gonna build it. Who's gonna build it?
Yeah, that's facts. I mean, hey, listen, if you need a tunnel, call a Venezuelan.
People got some wild conspiracies. I don't know. Maybe some of it's true. I don't know what's going on, but people took it to a wild extreme. I don't know.
You ever heard the saying "art imitates life"?
Yeah.
So
simulation shit.
Yeah. So there was a what Eric Adams ended up doing was calling all of the police in Manhattan and telling them to go in these tunnels now. And niggas was like, "Wait, I've seen this somewhere before," and it was from The Dark Knight.
Oh shit.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. At that moment, I had just recently watched The Dark Knight again because I wanted to see Batman like lose to Bane.
Classic, but it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Bane, Joker.
No, Dark Knight Rises. My bad. But I was rewatching the movie, and I'm like, hold on a second. Something feel like I remember this. Like, what ended up happening next was that they blew up every bridge in Manhattan and cut off all access to East Borough. I'm like, nah, I gotta make sure I'm fucking home. Like, I can't risk you putting all of the cops in Manhattan, and then I'm just fucked in Manhattan with y'all, like on some apocalyptic shit because they want to do justice to every politician. Nah. When that movie and Batman, everybody in Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island was safe. And that's why I need to stay in Brooklyn, Queens, or Long Island. But I will admit, for a quick second, I was like, yo, if there's any way 2024 is going to kick off, this will make sense. Or this should just be some crazy shit that happens to all the police in New York.
You saw the one Italian police officer?
Yeah.
It was like, yo, listen, bud. It was some Hasidic guy was like, oh, come on, it's a little tunnel. Like, well, it's like, listen, I don't know what they do over there where you're from, buddy, but we don't do that in America, man.
That was iconic. I'm not going to lie.
That was some old...
No.
Where'd they get this dude? Like a time machine? Goddamn. Yeah. They found the most Italian... Staten Island.
Now, if he had said not in New York, that would have been a fucking bar.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a fan of cops, but he might have been the best cop in the city at that point. Just saying.
But then some people dug up a news story about that specific cop.
Oh my God.
And his nickname was the Rabbi.
Like, what does that mean? Like he gets rabbis or something?
I'll look it up.
I don't get it.
I don't look it up. The story.
I get it.
I got it on my phone. I got it.
Okay. New York City cop, the rabbi. I don't even think I spelled rabbi right. You spell rabbi R-A-B-I? Oh, what is the history of the term? Oh, no, never mind.
No, tunnel. That shit was wild, though.
Okay. New York NYPD's longest-serving cop, Officer Rabbi Alvin. Okay, there's a lot of rabbis.
I gotta put it on Twitter. But yeah, it was
okay. But was it bad? Like, do you remember?
I don't remember what it was.
Oh my God!
I just remember it being called the Rabbi.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna make an assumption of what he is. I'm assuming he's this sort of. No, that sounds fucked up. I was gonna say Jewish collector, but
apparently, like he was either. Oh, there it is.
Okay, what is it?
It says friends call NYPD Sergeant Mike Barada the Rabbi.
But why?
No context.
All right.
The Rabbi, Italian cop. I need more context, but yeah.
Okay, maybe
we don't do that in America.
Maybe he just like really makes sure he.
The plot twist is he's Jewish. That'd be the crazy thing I imagine.
Nah, he's definitely Italian as fuck.
It was Barada.
I'm assuming what he does is really enforces the law with the Jewish community because what else could you possibly be doing as you're called the rabbi? In Italian, being called the rabbi doesn't make any sense unless you're doing something specifically to the Jewish community. Like, you know what I mean? Usually when Italian gets a nickname, it's because they've done something, whether it's good or bad, like the kid or...
That's a very specific...
Yeah, that's too specific. Like damn, nigga.
I didn't get the context. I should have looked at the first of that, but yeah.
It's fine. It's a pretty like small point in it. But
I just like the cops' energy. Listen, buddy. Listen, pal.
Yeah, not in America, we don't. Yeah. Let me ask you.
Definitely a Trump supporter, but I respect it.
I mean, obviously, it's been like 2 weeks since this has happened, I guess. Mm-hmm. and obviously we're probably the only people talking about it now. Like, do you feel like, and I'm trying to phrase my words correctly, but do you feel like this will be pushed? Actually, no, fuck it. Have you noticed it has not been talked about that much in the media?
People keep saying this, but
Not from a social media perspective. I'm talking about like the news.
No, I completely disagree. I think this is a huge story. Everyone's talking about this. Is all over social media. It was all over the news itself.
Yeah,
I think it's something's weird going on where people are trying to act like it's just man. I hate to be this guy, but it seems a little anti-Semitic to me. I don't know. People are trying to come off like there's always the Jewish media is trying to cover up the story and it's like it's a huge conspiracy, there's a pedophile ring, this and that. It's always some like crazy Alex Jones shit to me when it's like, listen, in my eyes this was a huge story, everyone in the country was talking about it.
Were there?
The people got it was all over social media, all over the national media. They got arrested, like how many people, like 20 30 people got arrested for it.
I know it was a serious thing in New York.
And like, they fucking cemented the tunnel. Like,
yeah, they definitely did talk about it in New York.
Like it wasn't like it was a cover up. This was a pretty well talked about story.
Listen,
I think it was appropriately covered. I'm not saying you were doing it, but I don't know. It's just kind of a little weird to me. I don't know. People acting like it's some like crazy nefarious shit is going on. I think it seems like it was handled pretty well.
I think, you know what I think it is? It's how everything is happening with Palestine, the war in Palestine.
Yeah, everything. The temperature is so fucking hot right now. The temperature is crazy. Inflated. So it's like, first off, they're not even related issues. They're completely separate issues. So you're trying to conflate them. Two different communities. It's a very specific hyper niche community. The Jew, the Chabads in America. New York.
There's certain.
I don't know.
Sorry, there's certain things that I do find. I don't want to say interesting in a sense, but some people made some interesting points. And I do see some sort of agreement like with their overall reaction. I think most New Yorkers were shocked. I think from like a police perspective, it was handled relatively civil. And I do agree that a lot of people said like, yo, if this was a Muslim community doing this shit, the reaction would be
do you think
terrible.
So?
Yes.
I think the reaction was just as, so, I don't know, maybe I'm not.
I've
heard that. I've heard that, but like, I don't know.
Think about it like 9/11, how like most Muslims were treated.
So if you heard in like East New York, the like a community in East New York built some tunnels under a mosque, was that?
Yeah, I think they would go crazy.
Think so?
I think maybe. With the added, I think
it'll be a similar response. I think it will be a lesser response. I think people would be like, oh.
No.
I don't think people would be as up in arms because they're Jewish and the temperature is so hot.
No,
now.
I'm saying, general population I think would be like, okay, I think from a media perspective, it would be more inflated, if I'm being honest. I do think it would be more inflated from a media perspective.
Maybe.
But from a New York perspective, I think we would all genuinely be like, wait, what the fuck? Just from bro, you're digging a fucking tunnel underground. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that would be the end of it. But I do think it would be overinflated nationally. And you're not going to convince me that even from like the fucking presidential debate, they wouldn't use this as leverage. Just no, you're not gonna convince me that they're not. Like they would definitely be using it as leverage and putting that on Hamas. Like fucking how some people like Michael Rappaport was trying to like soften the situation and was like, oh well, Hamas is doing this in Palestine. It's like, nigga, what?
He tried to divert.
Yeah, that was weird because it's like, okay, Hamas may be doing this in Palestine, but we're talking about it in Brooklyn right now, my nigga.
Yeah, this is our country, dog.
Yeah, like that's they're digging tunnels underground. They could have seriously harmed people living above that, above those tunnels, fucking with the structural integrity of the street. Like we're already sinking in as a fucking state. I'm not as a state, as a city as it is. Now you're gonna build a tunnel. Like what happens if it rains and it floods really bad? What happens to that tunnel? Which I'm actually genuinely curious because it's rained mad times. So I would like to know how they fixed that irrigation over there.
Cemented it up. I don't know.
No, I'm talking about prior to that.
Yeah,
like,
prior,
because like it rained a lot. Like it flooded in Brooklyn a lot. So what did you do to prevent that? And can you do it over here? Not the tunnel, but irrigation wise, plumbing wise, come over here. But yeah, I think like people like Michael Rappaport, I don't like the diversion of it because it just makes you look. It kind of makes your community look bad when you're trying to just redirect the attention. When it's like, hey, this happened. I don't know why they did it, but that happened. That was weird. Move on. Like you know what I mean? When you try to divert the attention away from something, it makes you look more guilty than you need to be. Yeah. And then that's how the conspiracy theories come out. And people start getting fucking
the temperature is just so hot with the Israel-Palestine shit that people are just it just get turned into some like just some insane conspiracy theories going on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then people have too much time on their hands, so that's always going to be the first thing that people go to is like, oh, let me form a conspiracy theory to kind of. But
shit can't just happen anymore. Everything has to turn into.
Yeah, niggas can't build tunnels no more. Like come on,
Type
niggas
shit.
can't have type shit.
Type shit.
Niggas can't have fun and build a tunnel type shit. That's kind of crazy. Think about it. What if they were just playing Manhunt?
Yeah, that's facts.
Like we don't know what they was doing.
I never built a fort before. Like
Exactly.
what's wrong with you, bro?
Come on, man. You never shit on a mattress.
Live a little. What the fuck?
You never shit on a mattress. You and your bros never got on a mattress and just went crazy on it.
Yo, that's,
I didn't mean it like that.
Yo.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant like
hey, yo.
I meant like fighting. Like
what are you doing? Hey, yo, what's this? You and your boys never got on a mattress and just started going crazy? Hey, yo.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant like
okay.
like throwing a punch, you feel me? Like, type shit. Like, I didn't mean it like
Type shit.
I mean, they could have been going crazy in that way too, but I meant
Hey,
like fighting, whatever.
Just can't fun anymore.
Anywho, all right, it doesn't matter. You have any final remarks on the tunnels? How much I got paid to build a tunnel?
To build one?
Yeah, but like illegally.
Like I got by myself?
Yeah.
Or like can I hire people?
Not by yourself.
Like just give me a shovel, like figure it out type shit?
Yeah, I mean, get the materials, whatever materials you need.
Do I get paid when it's done or like right away?
Right away.
Okay, then I'd probably I think 10 million.
Okay. But you might get arrested. You do know that, right?
50,
And you have to pay for damages.
50 million.
You probably gonna need more than 50, nigga.
Damn.
Bro, if
You're
have
not
to
gonna be
pay,
liable at all. You fucking.
if you have to pay for the
instructed it.
damages of the city,
God damn it.
you know they're gonna run it. Like you gonna start, they're gonna have you fix shit that had nothing to do with you. They're gonna be like, yo, like, well, Brownsville needs fixing too. Yeah,
Like, all right, what?
we're gonna have new trains, hyper trains, like the ones in Japan,
Fuck.
because of you, nigga. That's what they should do. Like, fuck this arresting shit. Tell them to put their money where their mouth is and fix the fucking city, man. Like, that's what we need to do. Clean up Bowery. Clean up Delancey and Essex. Something. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's been 2 weeks, so the news has passed, and we've all moved on with our fucking lives. So, there's other shit happening, and we don't care. Yeah. So, fucking, have you been watching the NBA lately?
Yeah.
Not to, like, shift gears so quickly.
Yeah, of course.
But, yeah, I haven't really been enjoying any of the games. I'm not going to lie to you.
Why?
They've been blowouts.
There's been a lot of blowouts, yeah.
Like, why? And
Yeah.
I'm not seeking an answer. It's just more of like a what the fuck. But, Demon Home pussy.
Demon Home?
Back from the underground.
Yeah.
Draymond Green.
Draymond.
Back.
He's finally back.
After 3 assault charges, Mans is back. Did he do therapy, right? He had to do...
He did mandatory therapy, or anger management and shit like that.
So probably like some bullshit in Florida.
Hey, bro, his response was so funny. You saw his response?
Bro, I can't stand this nigga. Like, do you remember? Okay, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, basically, like, he did an interview, or he did his podcast, and he was like, it's kind of ridiculous. So, like, he was, like, basically disagreeing with the charges. He was like, it's too much, man. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could come back. I consider retiring. He said he spoke with Adam Silver, and he seriously considered retirement. And Adam Silver was like, no, don't retire. That's what Draymond was saying.
And then he had a conversation with Steve Kerr as well. And Steve Kerr told him, like, hey, you can't end it like that. You got to go out the right way.
They were both crying.
Yeah. The question is, what is the right way? Because you guys suck.
My thing is, like, you're threatening retiring because you can't punch people no more. He's like, it just got too far. It's unfair, man. I don't know if I can do it. It's getting too crazy. I'm like, bro, you punched choked someone and punched someone in a week.
Like, all right, but
bro,
look at it like
what?
this. You know how old people be like, this is not the America I used to love. For him, it's like, this is not the basketball I used to know and love.
You ever been blatantly in the wrong for something, and then you try to like gaslight people to thinking that it's not your fault? You just won't take responsibility. Take responsibility for your actions, Draymond.
His lack of accountability is astounding.
That's
Actually, no, let me
consider
rephrase
it
that.
retiring.
He takes accountability, but he'll gaslight you to make you think he's the victim.
Yeah, that's
Because remember when he punched Jordan Poole in the face? Remember what he did after that? They could put out a documentary. And I remember this shit. It was so fucking bad. He had this setup where it's just dark and it's gray. They do that gray thing that add that kind of like emotional tension to it. He's like, yeah, all of a sudden I just hit him in the face and I just don't even know how it happened. It's just like 1 minute we're just jawing at each other and the next minute he's on the ground and it's just like, did I really just do that? He's a phenomenal speaker, by the way.
Yes,
phenomenal.
Very outspoken. He's going to have an amazing media career after the NBA.
Yes.
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 He's going to do
He might be an actor.
Yeah.
The way he conveys emotions in the screen. I thought Jordan Poole was in the wrong for getting hit.
I just can't do it anymore. I think I gotta hang it up. I just can't. Time
to put the jersey in the rafters. Like, it's just, when I think about the NBA, I think about toughness. I think about grit. I think about passion. And every time I go out there, I really just want to give it all. I want to give it all that I have in my heart. And
I can't do that if I can't elbow someone in the fucking mouth
and choke them and step on their chest. And for that reason, I just gotta
kick him in the nuts. Remember, he had that 1 week in the NBA, one NBA playoffs when they won the chip, they blew the 3-1 lead.
LeBron.
Oh yeah, he kicked so many people in the nuts. It wasn't him. He's Steven Adams.
Yeah,
something. He kicked Steven Adams nuts twice. That
so
2 separate times. In one series, he had a thing where he just one play. He's like, it's a new move. It's like, I'm just gonna kick.
Someone had a great analysis on Draymond, and I really enjoyed their YouTube video. I wish I could remember their name to shout them out. But the analysis on Draymond was that he got this very sort of long leash from the NBA because Golden State Warriors were really exciting, right? Mm-hmm. So you would notice that when most people, when they get a technical like Jokic, they get that technical, they start arguing back. It's pretty quick. Boom, another technical, get the fuck out of here, right? Mm-hmm. With Draymond, it was almost like the reverse. He knew if he got that technical the first time out of the way quickly, then the rest of the game, you could just do whatever the fuck you want and just wild out because the refs were not going to call it because that team was so exciting.
They didn't want to ruin it.
Yeah. Now, it's different because that team is just dog shit. Mm-hmm. So it's like, fuck it. No one really needs you guys for TV. We're going to just eject you now. Get the fuck out of here. And I think he kind of took advantage of that and obviously got to where he is now. But something I noticed when he had left, seemed like that team was a little bit more rejuvenated. Like you heard Steve Kerr really more outspoken versus before when Draymond would do stuff. He'd be like, I didn't see it. I didn't see that shit at all.
Nah, like they're pretty ass though. The Warriors are ass.
No, I'm not talking about skill level. I'm talking about just like they look a little bit more happier. Yeah. Like when he left, they looked a little bit more.
Dark cloud was gone.
Yeah, Kuminga done shaved his head. So I don't know, man. I don't know what happened when Draymond came back. I didn't watch that game, but I do know they fucking lost. They played the Grizzlies, if I'm correct.
Yeah, the awful
injury-prone Grizzlies.
No Ja Morant, no Bane.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Have you ever dealt with like a Draymond character at work? What would you do?
Well, be careful because I don't want to punch in the mouth.
Yo, that nigga's like a modern day bully.
Yeah,
there's no other. I mean, like,
he was a straight bully.
He's like Shaq.
Has he ever been bullied back? Has anyone ever sunned him? No one's ever bullied Draymond. Nah, no one's ever bullied him.
I want to say no, but I feel like there's a clip out there somewhere.
Someone's got to like someone
like Draymond knowing who he should and should not try type shit. That's the only thing I can think of.
Has he ever tried someone? I don't think he's ever tried someone and failed.
No.
Yeah, I respect it.
Not that I know of, at least. I hope someone could like point that out first. That would be really great. Who I think would try him?
LeBron.
Anthony. Oh no, Anthony Edwards. Edwards. He didn't back down. That's all he didn't do. Yeah.
I don't know. He kind of made him look pussy though, Draymond.
He didn't.
So you're not doing nothing.
He had like 20 something. Like,
don't try me. Oh, okay. It was more like fighting. Like,
because what happened was he went up for a layup and then Draymond fouled him. He's like, God damn, nigga. And then Draymond just went off the deep end and started yelling at him. He was like, what the fuck? Like,
and it was like, don't do that. He's like, what you gonna do about it, huh? You're not doing shit.
Draymond said that to him.
Yeah, Draymond said that to him.
Because Anthony Edwards just said, God damn. And then he just spazzed on him.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Did you hear the real reason why Draymond punched Jordan Poole?
Yeah, there's a couple. I think, he called him Steph Curry's expensive backpack.
But you know what's crazy about that? Yeah. He had said that the day before. So when he got punched, Draymond, Jordan Poole had said that one day in practice, and he was cooking Draymond, and they had won. So Draymond was tight, went home. Everybody came back the next day thinking everything's cool, but Draymond was clearly on edge. So everybody's like, I'm just gonna leave this nigga alone. Draymond's jawing at this nigga, but Jordan Poole's not playing. So he's just like, okay. And then basically that escalates into Draymond punch him in the fucking face. But how you carry that on to the next day and then think you don't need some help? Like, that's not crazy to you? Like, hypocrite type shit, man. Like I said, Draymond Green is a master manipulator. That's uncanny to be like that. He might be like Chris Paul.
First team all bully. I respect it.
First team all bully, second team manipulator. Chris Paul's the number one manipulator.
Them on the same team is wild.
Yeah, and so far it's worked out. Like in terms of like not chaotic.
Yeah, just not winning though.
Yeah, it could be worse. You could have Chris Paul doing dirty plays by pushing people.
It's kind of sad to watch. That whole team, Klay Thompson's washed up. Steph is having playing bad right now.
Yeah,
the whole team is just not.
Klay
good.
Thompson's funny because like when Steph loses, he'll be like, "Yo, man, it's on us, man. I gotta play better." Because they booed the team. He's like, "Yeah, man, I get it. They should boo. We deserve it." And then Klay's like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck." Like,
I don't care.
Like, yo, my nigga, you're the reason why.
I saw that.
Like, bro, we put up some more points.
He's like, if they boo, they boo.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I think Klay's issue
Steph was like, we need trades.
Yeah.
we need something.
But I think for Steph and Klay, it's different. Like, if you remember Steph at one point in time, like,
I feel bad for Steph. He needs to leave.
He's not doing. Nah, he needs to retire there.
I don't think so. Move on.
Fuck
Lakers.
Just
somewhere.
Why does he need to leave? They need to leave.
You know, you had your tenure. You've been there for fucking 15 years. Leave.
Yeah, but think about it. Like when he started his career there was a point in time where they didn't have enough players to play a game because they got injured, and if someone had to play injured,
yeah,
and he vowed to win him a championship, which he did. He completed that 4 times.
Yeah,
but you kind of want to see it through and end it there.
Would you want to stay on one team your whole career?
Yeah. If my fucking family lives there, like
I don't want to move. Oh yeah, at this point, yeah.
It's not like he's
That's
young.
true. Once you're at this point, yeah. But I feel like I'd still want to play for a different team in my career, though.
For what? Like even Tom Brady didn't want to do that. He just got forced out. Like he wanted to stay in New England, but Bill Belichick was like, "Yeah, buddy, we're trying to get a new quarterback out here." So I wouldn't want to. If I'm at that age and I have my family established, I've like basically built this legacy here. I don't want to go anywhere for multiple reasons. One, I don't want to have to pack up and move my family. That's mad work. And two, like, what if you go somewhere else and it kind of like, it's like Michael Jordan on the Wizards. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just gross.
If you leave, you got to go a pristine location. A1, good roster.
Yeah. Yeah, it just looks bad.
I always want to see him play with LeBron, but yeah.
That will never happen.
I mean,
it'll just be bad for LeBron's legacy.
If Steph joined him?
Yeah.
He's 40.
Unless it's like Steph begs for it.
Hey, yo.
All right, nigga. See? Why you got to do that?
Yeah.
Grow up.
Hold on, the Draymond thing. Bron is the one person Draymond doesn't try.
Well, not anymore.
Well, he used to, but now he slips him up.
Yeah. All right, what's the over-under on Draymond? When do you think Draymond will get suspended? If you had to guess, like, I'm gonna pull up with the Golden State Warriors schedule.
They're so bad. I can see it. I could see it. Nah, it's not gonna happen again. He's gonna learn his lesson until like the playoffs, maybe. But they're not gonna make the playoffs. But
they're not making the playoffs
at the moment, unless they make.
Okay, so what's today's date? Today is January 16th. When people will listen to this, it'll be around the 17th. They have a game on the 17th, which is if you're listening to this, it'll be today. Versus Jazz and Mavs, Hawks, Kings. Oh shit.
Honestly. Kings. Honestly, if I'm on the other team,
I'm trying
Draymond. I'm gonna see test him. You gotta push the buttons now.
Yeah, got you.
He's gonna be livid.
Thursday, January.
You gotta push them Draymond. I'm calling him a bitch every 2 seconds, whispering here.
Yeah. So okay, I'm calling
his mother the bitch.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, your mother's a bitch.
Okay, but at that point, like he should get suspended.
Your mother. Yeah.
You telling me if someone said, "Yo, your mom's a bitch," and you were the type of nigga to get active?
He's the only one that hears it.
It don't matter. I don't care.
I'm trying it.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're Draymond in that scenario, you should get ejected at that point, right?
No.
You gonna let someone call your mom a bitch?
You end your career?
You gonna let someone call your mom a bitch?
Suspension, his career's over.
Okay, his career's over now.
No. They won a chip like 2 years ago.
And what has he done in 2 years? And what did he do during that championship run?
I mean, he was there.
All right, nigga.
He was on the court.
Listen, I'm not, bro. Draymond, you are established enough in your career, and you have enough money, and you have a great podcast. Someone call your mama a bitch, swing on him. So
try it.
I'm calling December 25th. December 25th against Sabonis.
Sabonis?
Is Sabonis on the Kings?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. January 25th against Sabonis on the Kings. He's gonna get suspended, and Sabonis is gonna be an instigator.
That's this month.
Yeah. That's next week, nigga. Because after that, Lakers. I take that back. He won't, because he gonna act right so he could be with LeBron.
That's true.
Yeah, he want to play against LeBron. Grizzlies are washed, so there's nothing there. The Nets, no one cares.
Sixers, maybe Embiid. No. Suns, yeah. KD, yeah. That could be the one.
Oh yeah.
Suns. I would say the Suns.
Did he choke out?
Nah,
who did he choke out? Gobert, right?
Gobert. I was on the.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, so it has to be the Suns on February 10th.
The Clippers.
Possibly,
Westbrook.
But
I don't know.
No, because then they play the Lakers again. So he's not gonna do that.
Can't mess up his LeBron.
Yeah. So after that, the Nuggets, but no one on the Nuggets gives that much of a fuck. He has a decent schedule where he doesn't have to do that. So he's relatively okay. Oh, no. March 24th, they play the Timberwolves.
I think the Suns are the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Suns are the first game. If you don't get ejected by the Suns game, then definitely the Timberwolves.
He'll make it.
All right. Well, place your bets in, guys. Let's lock those in and see.
I bet the sportsbooks have the lines up.
What, from choke out somebody?
Ejections.
That's nasty. That's nasty.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I would frown upon that. Like, betting shouldn't get that far ahead. It's like when they try to put the Pistons bet, like, oh, when are they going to win a game? Yeah. That was crazy.
That was grimy.
I forgot when they won their game.
Wow. Like a month ago, the Raptors.
No, they won it relatively quickly when that bet came up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I remember they almost beat the Celtics. That was crazy. I was like, if there's any team that would do that shit, it would be the fucking Celtics. Like, but they ended up coming back in overtime, which is...
Yeah, it was wild. It was a good game.
All right, man. Let's move on. That was great. You put something on the content board. I don't know why I said that, but I thought this was pretty cool because, well, more funny. Do you want to talk about it or do you want me to?
So basically it was a clip about like the 3-month rule.
Mm-hmm.
The clip was basically just saying like once you mention someone you're dating to like once you talk about someone you're dating to anyone within 3 months, it always doesn't work out because it's just...
There's something.
The 3-month rule is basically you don't say a word about who you're dating until 3 months because that's when it's real. Yeah, it's not real until you're 3 months in.
You know what it is?
Too many talking stages. Too much shit fizzles out.
You ever heard that? You know when people say I'm moving in silent because like you feel like when you say things out loud, people kind of like put that like brujero on you, and they're like trying to like vex your good fortune in situations. I kind of think that's what it is with dating, but no one's really doing that. It's just. You're jinxing. Every time I've told somebody I'm talking to somebody and it's been under like a couple months, it just fails miserably. Most chaotic way to fucking fail. It's never like, oh yeah, we just ended. It'd be like, damn, I'm sad it ended, bro. That should be getting me fucking tight. I don't know what it is about 3 months, but not even 3 months. Sometimes you make it past that 3 months. You got to tell people you're dating, so you're talking to somebody when you lock it in with them. I think that's the key. In order to have a successful relationship, don't tell people you are interested in somebody until you cuff them completely.
I don't necessarily subscribe to it. I
do know.
I see the reasoning though. Yeah. The 3-month rule of like I like the idea of not mentioning anything for 3 months because that's if it fizzles out, what was the point of bringing them up?
Yeah, you don't.
But I don't think it's like a brujeria like type of.
It's not.
But I know what you mean. But like,
it's not. It's just so ironic that every time it happens, it's like you tell someone within 3 months, and it's
to be fair, that's like most like talking stages and dating.
Yeah, it is.
It's like you try a bunch of shit. You go on dates. You end up not liking the person or whatever. It fizzles out for whatever reason. Doesn't work out. Yeah.
But the fact that it's so common amongst men is kind of hilarious to me.
Is it a man thing?
I mean, I only seen it from men talking about it. So
that's a good point.
I do think women deal with that as well. But it's just I've seen it more common. I think men are more likely to, when they're in dating situations, kind of keep it to themselves until they're like really excited about it. Yeah. And then that's really where the 3-month thing comes from. It's like, yo, now I'm really excited and I want to tell my friends about this woman that I'm into. And then you tell them, and then like a month later,
I'm definitely
she's sucking another cock.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely subscribing to it now because recently my mom's been like super nosy into my dating life. Yeah, just because she's just curious and stuff, and I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll tell her. So I was like, oh, he's a person I was dating for a little bit. I showed her like a picture just to be like, all right, relax. Okay. It wasn't nothing crazy. It was so like very very early on, which I'm usually against, but my mom's super nosy. I just want to make her happy, whatever. Like, hey, I'm dating someone. Hey, boom, and then. Instantly breaks off, and she asked me about it. It's just awkward. Yeah, and she asked her about it like in front of my siblings too. And they're like, "Who is so and so?" Like,
now you're gonna be like, that's the
like, listen, I was just
that's the fucking bitch that left me, man. Like left me for another nigga, man.
I don't know about that, but still, it's like, yeah.
Do you
definitely
have you ever encountered your mom like seeing someone you're dating and just subtly telling you she's ugly?
No.
Just curious. Because, like, that's, like, a thing in the black community when you bring your, like, girl around to, like, a function. Then the uncle's always, like, kind of pervy. Like, yo, I see you, nephew. Like, yo, that's you?
Nah, I see you, nephew.
Yeah, and if they don't do that, it's like, oh, your girl is mid as fuck. Nah, that's awkward.
I usually don't bring women around family or bring them up to family. That's fine.
Yeah, same.
It's got to be real serious. Yeah.
What would you do, though, if that did happen, that scenario happened where, like, your family, like, looked at your girl and was like, As long as you're happy.
Yo, as long as you're happy. It's crazy.
What would you do if I said that shit? Like if I saw you like, yo, like I'm gonna play the scenario like, yo, man, I got this girl, yo, like I really like her. She's beautiful, yo. Just peep.
Yeah, like she makes you happy, bro. Like
she makes you happy. And you telling me you wouldn't feel the type of way? If that was me, I'd be like, yo, nah.
I'd probably violate.
I would hyper up. I'm like, yo,
suck my dick. Like, I'm violate.
Nah, see, I wouldn't even go that far. I'm like, nah, like, yo, she really fire, bro. Like, yo, you should like experience her. Like, yo, try her out. Like, cause now you gotta understand why I fuck with her.
That's crazy.
Well, you say as long as I'm happy, I need you to understand why I'm happy. So
that's what you'd say?
If you're gonna say as long as you happy, you gonna violate my shit like that?
As long as you happy.
Yeah,
nah, you about to be happy.
Yeah, you about to be happy. Come try it out, bro.
That's
like
crazy.
Come take her on a date. Experience her. Get to know her.
Okay.
Let her touch it a little bit. And then you can see why I'm happy, nigga.
Let her what?
You heard me, nigga.
That's crazy.
Because you're not gonna tell me as long as you happy to my girl, insinuate she ugly as fuck. That's crazy, bro. Go date her for a little bit and understand why she's so fire.
Damn, bro. You gonna let me date your girl just so you feel better about her?
No, I'm gonna let you date my girl so you understand that she's fire.
Cause you need that validation.
Cause no, you need that understanding. Cause your judgment and lack of your decision making skills seem fucking off, nigga. It's the way you think. It's the way you think.
That's a move.
Yeah, that's a move, nigga. Anytime your man's think your girl ugly, pass her on to him so he can understand that she's
fire.
fire.
You ever tell your man's his girl's like that's crazy. Telling your man's his girl's ugly is crazy.
Depends how ugly she is.
What if she's like ugly?
Like ugly?
Yeah.
Like scale of 1 to 10, like a 2? Like you gotta know about it.
Did you tell him?
How much do you like her? Like, give me the scenario.
He's dating like, yo, this is my girlfriend.
Oh shit. All right.
If I pull up with a 2 one day to the function, I'm like, yo, this is my girl.
Oh, I wouldn't say it, but you would know.
How would I know? You would never say a thing to me?
Oh. Oh, okay. The minute you bring your girl to me, like to introduce me to her, you're like, yo, this is my girlfriend. And if she's a fucking busted too, the first thing you'll see is my face go. Nice to meet you.
You're not gonna say a thing? Damn. What if she has an awesome personality? What if she's just like the shit?
Oh, then that would be the second way you would know. I'm like, yo, your girl is like really, 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 really funny. Like above ordinary funny for a woman. Like it's interesting. Like, is she a comedian or... Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what was her high school like growing up?
Okay, that's not offensive though. Okay,
what accolades did she get in her yearbook?
No, that's fine.
Most pretty?
I've had friends that they've brought a girl.
Did she get most pretty in her yearbook?
That's crazy. All right.
Most likely to not be seen?
Most likely have a bag over the head.
Yeah. When you guys
I've had a friend bring a girl that I thought was hideous over and claim them, and I'd be like, in my head, I'm just like, oh, that's what he's into. No, that's what in my head. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's what he's into.
Nah, that's fucked up.
That's usually my first thought, but it's not like.
But you're not saying that out loud, right?
No, just in my head. I'm like, okay, I guess that's. I don't think of it. I'm not even like judging. I'm like, oh, that's just. I guess that's the type of girl he's into.
That's judgy.
You know what I mean?
If your thought process is, damn, she's ugly. All
right, let me say, like, you know what? I'm gonna get hyper specific. We all have that one black friend that.
Damn, nigga.
Listen, let me talk. We all have that one black friend that dates obese white women that are ugly. We all have one.
No, I don't.
You don't have a single black. You don't have a single.
You've met, bro. We have the same friend group. What the fuck are you talking about?
You don't have a single friend like that.
Unless not saying we one person. Specific. Unless it's one person.
Okay, not even a friend. Is there someone you know of that maybe you went to school with, maybe you went to high school with, someone that a dude you know?
Oh yeah, I know a black guy that's dating a white woman.
That only specifically dates.
Oh, I don't know, but I'm assuming. Yeah.
I know a couple dudes like that.
Okay,
and they only date that type of woman.
Okay.
Whenever I at first, and they're like, it'll be a good looking dude too. Okay. And it'd be like, okay, I guess that's what he's into. that's all my thought is. You've never had that? Everyone know, there's someone listening knows what I'm talking about right now.
Listen to me. I get what you're saying, but that doesn't make it any better that you looked at her and was like, oh, you're ugly. And then you
she's ugly to me.
To you. To me. And then you looked at him
I think beauty is subjective as fuck.
This is what you're into. Listen, ugly.
I'm fully aware. I'm into very interesting looking women too. Like I like a woman with a big Mediterranean nose. I like that shit. For some reason, I like women that have weird looks to them. Okay. You know what I mean? So I get what I like is not what you like. Like there's been
sorry, I'm looking at
yeah, you know what I mean? I love me a big like Arab nose on woman. That's just something I'm into. I don't know. You know? I like I'm into that. You know, people think that shit is hideous, but you know, there's certain features in a woman that I think are attractive that I know people aren't into. So when I see someone with someone I don't think is attractive, I'm like, okay, I guess they're just not into that. But, you know?
Yeah, but when you say like
there's that girl from you're gonna say she's fire, but what's that fucking show? Oh, that HBO show about the hotel, White Lotus. You seen the show White Lotus?
Oh yeah.
Remember the prostitute girl? No, the prostitute with the Italian in the last season.
No, I didn't watch the last season yet. Sorry.
Just look up prostitute White Lotus.
White Lotus prostitute. I spelled prostitute wrong, but it's fine. Damn, I gotta go to images.
She's bad as fuck, but
her.
Her. I think she's bad as fuck. She got one of those big ass Mediterranean noses.
She's cute, but bad as fuck is kind of crazy.
I think she's bad as fuck. That's like this is like a 10 to me. But I know that's not everyone's cup of tea. To me, this is like very attractive to me. Not everyone's into that. Like, you know what I mean? Some people look at her and like, ugh, she's mid. I'm into this.
You are really lucky. I can't remember this guy as an actor, but she has his nose.
You know what I mean? What's her name specifically? Simona.
Lucia. No.
Lucia. What was her name? Nia. Her name was like Nia.
Simone Tabas.
She was the prostitute in White Lotus.
Yeah, Simona Tabasco.
That's crazy. This is Tabasco.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's cute.
But yeah, is there any?
She got some calcium.
Is there any features? She had a nude scene too.
I gotta watch that.
She's like a 10 out of 10 to me. This is like.
I think.
But is there any like features on a woman that you like that you wouldn't think people isn't like necessarily popular or something you're into?
No. I mean, a nice jaw.
You know,
people have like really nice.
Another thing I'm into.
Oh, I don't know if this is weird, but I don't know. I like women with like wide eyes, like. Okay. I don't know how to explain it, but like they just have big ass eyes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm into some big eyes.
Yeah, I really
some
know
people
how to
aren't into that.
that.
Some people think it's like bug eyes. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, another thing I'm into is very weird. Gap tooth. I don't know what it is. Some shorties that have a little gap tooth. It just I don't know what about it.
Why
are you pulling up?
Oh, my bad. Gap tooth?
It's the light, subtle gap tooth. I don't know what it is.
Interesting.
I don't know. Some certain things. But
yeah, I'm not into gap teeth, and I have a gap tooth.
But have you ever had that moment where your boy brought a girl and you're like,
no,
you never had
I'm trying to think, and I think all of y'all are really great at picking attractive women.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever looked at any woman any of y'all brought and was like, this is interesting. You have an unnatural allegiance to losers, and it's unlike you. I never felt like that. So, I mean, y'all have done a great job. But I'm saying, if you look at it, if I bring my girl, and you in your back of your head think, wow, she's mid as fuck, and you think next is, oh, so that's what he's into. That's insulting as fuck. Because now you think I'm into ugly women.
Sometimes
subjectively,
I've had that. I've been disappointed in one of my friends before. I'm like, damn, that's what you. I know you could do better. Like in the back of my head, like, bro, I've seen you do better than this. I know you could do better. Like,
have you ever been disappointed in me?
No. Well, actually, no.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I've had some disappointing moments, but I've never as a girl. That's what's her name? That
no one you claimed.
Yeah, that Jewish girl.
Oh yeah.
Was she building a tunnel?
She was kind of, you know,
Jewish Italian.
A slow night.
That's a crazy combo.
A slow night on a college dorm. Yeah. You know, she's reasonable for a slow night in a college dorm.
Yeah, man, that shit was crazy.
No disrespect, but well, she's fired. What she's a 10 now? You never know.
She's pregnant, so she might be.
Still.
Yeah, we were having this conversation on the way here, which I really enjoyed. But we noticed listen, here on this podcast, we like to do what I call in-depth analysis on women. And one thing we noticed is that a lot of times women are more frugal with their responses when there's not something attached to their nipple. But once they get pregnant, we've noticed that a lot of women are eagerly responsive and more active with their dating.
The example I brought up would be like you match with like a baddie on a dating app or something, and she's not necessarily out of your league because whatever, I don't believe in leagues, but she's not a girl you would typically match with, and you're like, damn, she's fire. And then the first thing I look at, does she have kids? Always is a yes.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
You know what sucks about that? So it's interesting because you find it faster, right? Like you'll be like, damn, she's fire, and you'll look through.
The first thing, one of the first things I look like.
See, I don't do that. I'll be like, damn, she's fire, and I start, I want to get into the conversation, get into the thick of things. So I start having this conversation. I'm like,
oh, you have the
wow, yo, we're really fucking vibing. This convo's great. She's funny. She has a lot of great interests. And then I'm like, okay, let me start just like looking in a little bit, like, how tall is she? Where is she from? And then I start swiping to the right. Kid. I'm like,
It's always a couple things. So if it's not a kid, what do you think the second thing is? If it's not a kid, I'm gonna tell you.
The fuck? If it's if it's not a kid, is it on Hinge?
Yeah, like specific to New York.
She's in Jersey?
Yeah. It's always the second one. If it's not a kid, it's either a kid or she's from Jersey. I'm so glad you guessed it. It's always one or the other. It's always one or the other.
No, but
it's so true. Kid or Jersey.
Yeah.
That's the first two things I check. It's like, damn, I got to take the path to see this girl.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but the Jersey one is worse than having a kid. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Like,
the Jersey one's a bitch.
You know how annoying that is? Because like, even with the woman that has a kid, with the woman that has a kid, it can go either one of two ways. The spontaneity is kind of a little bit gone because obviously has a kid to take care of, but she might be a bad mother. So you still get to hang out with her whenever you feel like it, or she is able to juggle her life properly and it still works, right? The Jersey thing, spontaneity's gone, and it's hard to juggle your life because now we're both sitting here like, how the fuck are you getting here, and how the fuck am I getting there? And we always have to find a midpoint. There's no spend the night until you.
In my head, it's like, I'm from New York. I don't have a car. You in Jersey, you're supposed to have a car. Yeah. So you come to me.
You know what's worse than both?
What? Staten Island?
No, having both. Having a kid and living in Jersey is crazy. You got to ditch
kid in Jersey is a crazy combo.
You got to get rid of one.
What do you got to start dating like Tony Soprano or something like?
Just get rid of one or the other. If you have like pick which one.
Get rid of the baby or move to New York. Like,
get rid of the baby. Move to New York. That's better. Like, we could deal with the kid, but move out of Jersey. That is funny though, because as great as transportation has been, it's. Someone living, and they never live in Jersey, like Jersey City. They'll live in like Bensonhurst.
Yeah, it'd be like East Rutherford or fucking
like why are you by the Giant Stadium? Yeah, that's not crazy to you?
That's like, like where the fuck is Teaneck?
Yeah. Imagine you live in Atlantic City. I'm like, why? How did
Atlantic City is crazy. That's Philly, basically.
Yeah, like how did you get to me? You know what pisses me off with some people on Hinge, since we're now in this conversation? Some people are just like so fucking, I don't even know if it's selfish or like just stupid, but like you'll match with them, you'll start talking to them, and then you'll find out they don't even live in the state. And they're like, yeah, I'm just here for the weekend. And it's like, why are you on this app? Or they're like, yeah, I'm not looking for anything. I just want like friends. Go outside, you bitch. Like, the fuck? I'm looking for the love of my life, and you're sitting here, you want friends. That sounds like you want me to waste my money. Like, that's fucking crazy. Yeah. Like, that should be pissing me the fuck off, bro. Like, I haven't been on Hinge in a while now that I think about it, but
the kids thing is funny though. But it's definitely a real thing where like women with kids are just open to dating. They just date more.
And vibey.
They're more vibey. They're more willing. They're willing to entertain more people.
You know what it is. You know why they're vibey?
Looking for a stepdaddy.
Oh, okay. That actually, no, that's a great point. I was not going to go that way.
I don't know.
I wouldn't say they're vibey because they have to develop a personality to like entertain their child. Because, sometimes, like, listen, I'm not trying to be like this misogynistic guy, but let's be honest. There's a couple baddies out there that never had the opportunity to develop an actual personality. Mm-hmm. And we don't talk about it enough, but in high school, I remember, like, you talk to the baddest girl, you're like, holy shit. I cannot, like, you get your first baddie, you're like, holy shit, I cannot believe this is happening right now. Like, I'm talking to her.
I fumbled, like, my first 3 baddies.
It happens.
Just because I just didn't know what to do with it.
It's fine. But I'm saying, like, and we're going to get into that too, but it's fine. What I'm saying is, like, you're talking to this girl that's so bad. She has so many niggas talking to her. They're willing to say whatever to keep the conversation going. So you start talking to her and she's like giving you these bullshit responses. You're like, bro, she's so fire. I got to keep this conversation going. I cannot fumble this shit. And then I think over time what happens is that because they never had to carry or can really contribute to a conversation, they don't develop any type of conversation skills or actual personality outside of like traveling and eating. Yeah. So the conversation really gets null and void. And then you know, you have a kid, you're like, oh shit, I gotta develop something because I can't just talk to this kid like this. It's gonna be fucking weird. Then it become vibey as fuck.
There you go.
Yeah. So
I'll do it.
For any girl that has bad conversation skills, get a kid or
Maybe it'll help.
something. I don't fucking know.
It'll help your
That's
lack of personality.
Horrible life advice. Get a kid to develop a personality.
And leave Jersey too.
You know what I was thinking the other day? Actually, no, my bad. I do want to get back into fumbling.
I fumbled
A baddie.
my first 3.
That shit kind of hurt.
A combination of being like not knowing how to talk to women early on out of high school, being awkward out of high school,
Yeah.
and having like not the highest confidence, and just like.
You know what's interesting about that? Like when you're younger and like you fumble a baddie, for example, you don't know that there's like a plethora of them out there. So you feel like that's like your last one until you get another one. You're like, bro, like every day feel like an eternity until you bag that next baddie. That shit kind of suck.
I think I might have told you. I don't know if I told this story before, but it was the first baddie I fumbled. I ended up like getting friend zoned by her completely.
Yeah.
And I was like devastated. It was like one of my first years in college. I was like devastated. And like 6-7 years later, I always like kept in contact a little bit here and there. 6-7 years later, I took her out on a date. Like I managed to get her on a date after. I'm like, yo, personality is kind of mid.
Yeah.
Like this is not you in your head. You had him on like such a crazy pedestal, and then 6 years later, I'm like, oh, what was I?
Because you develop conversation skills, interests, and hobbies.
You're like, oh, I just, I had this. I invented this whole image of what I thought you were.
Yeah.
And
it sucks.
It was so high that you couldn't. First off, she was a cool girl regardless, but she was not meeting the expectations I had, and because I had 6 years built up of, oh, this is the baddie I fumbled. That she was, in my head she was like perfect, and then you see her like, oh, she was kind of
that happened to me recently.
Not that special, but she was cool, but.
Yeah, that definitely happened to me recently. Like, I went on like 7 dates with this girl a couple years ago. And it didn't work out, and like I always had like this image of what it could have been, because like how it just didn't work out because like she was going through some shit, and then we finally got together and like kind of like tried to reconnect that shit, and I was like, this is just not what I had in my head for 3 years. Like it's just like
it's
disheartening, I guess.
Well, that's even different when because you actually dated them for a little bit. I have a rule of thumb, like if you dated someone and it didn't work out and you left, especially if you left, if you always left for a reason. There was always a reason why you left. I think I would never forget there was a good reason you left. Like, you know what I mean?
I think with this scenario, it was like it was a family issue for her, so it was kind of
okay. I can see
you kind of like run it back. You're like, I get it, shit happens, and it's too early for us to be talking to want to keep that going while you're dealing with family
issues.
Shit.
Still, this. I mean, I get family.
I don't agree with it now because like now it's like, bro, family issues gonna happen regardless.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Depending on how early it is, like I'm not gonna lie, if something happened, like God forbid something happened to my mom, and I'm just now talking to somebody, I'm gonna be like, bro, I don't want to talk to you right now. Like,
okay, yeah,
I'm not in the mood. If we haven't been talking for like months on end, like that's different. If I just meet you and we only went on like 2 or 3 dates, I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm straight, bro. With her it was 7 dates, but neither here nor there.
I feel like that's enough time to.
I agree.
That's enough time, but yeah, I
agree, man. I had a question and I forgot, and man,
I forgot what I was about to say too.
Yeah, that sucks. I wanted to ask you something about. No. It wasn't a question. It was more like an observation I've made. Like I've sometimes noticed, and we've talked about this before, but kind of like just more in passing. Like sometimes I'm like scrolling through Hinge, like when I am using Hinge, like I'm scrolling through it, and I'm noticing like, bro, a lot of these prompts are really bad. And then I start I've been seeing this on Twitter a lot more, actually, just like people talking about dating. Obviously it's always a struggle dating, and it's frustrating for a lot of people. But this one girl was like, yo, I'm sick and tired of dinner dates. It's just doesn't excite me or whatever, right? And then someone was like, oh, like, people are trying to help. They're like, yo, like it might just be the people you're going on a date with and you're not compatible. She's like, nah, like this person I'm going on a date with now, I'm dating now, like he's great, I really like him, but the dinner dates just suck. And then someone responds like, okay, well then, like do something that's not a dinner date. Find something else. She's like, I'm trying to figure out what else I like. And then someone pointed with an arrow, like, with a finger, like pointing to her. And she's like, what does that mean? And I was like, you're the problem. Like this is why your dating life is hard, because like you don't have, and that's why I kind of like started getting into, I'm like, bro, a lot of y'all don't really have any genuine interests or hobbies that are sustainable. Like you can't always go to the club. You can't always fucking travel. You can't travel every weekend. And while you can't eat dinner every weekend, it's kind of repetitive after a while. Y'all don't have anything that y'all genuinely like to do outside of those 3 buckets, which makes your dating so mundane and repetitive. Like, y'all just don't do shit. And then when y'all want to do certain things, like go to a museum, it's really more to take a picture, which is totally fine, by the way. You want to go to a museum and take a picture, go to a museum and take a picture. But your interests and hobbies are very much niche and small as fuck. And there's only so many times you could do that shit before you're like, all right, bro, this is year 8.
Definitely boring. That shit is definitely boring when you talk to someone and they just have zero. You're trying to talk to connect about something and they have nothing going on.
Yeah.
You know? Or just be like Netflix and I'll be like, ugh.
And I noticed that, like, yo, like,
what shows are you watching now? Like,
I've noticed that through just engaging with like certain friends and like, just like seeing shit on the internet that certain people just have nothing going on in their lives. And I think that's a bad thing because then you start seeking that in a relationship. I think that's fucked up.
You can still have a personality though. You could be funny. You could be
but if you have no interest in hobbies, I don't think you should bring your lack of interest in hobbies into a relationship. Because then what ends up happening is that you heavily rely on your partner to supply those interests and hobbies.
I mean, some people just have boring lives. I think that's fine. I don't think that's a big deal. But
having a boring life and no interests or hobbies is different.
I mean, some people just don't do anything crazy. They just go, they work, they go home, they watch Netflix, and that's. I mean, it could be whack, but
to me, that's whack. I'm saying. I mean, you can find somebody
too, but some people got personality still.
But I guess more on what I'm saying is, there's nothing wrong with a boring life if you're trying to find someone else that kind of fits that life. What I'm saying is having that boring life, no interest or hobbies, but then expecting your partner to carry the bulk load of the creative endeavors. It's fucked up.
People have like the expectations in dating are like, especially social. It's just mostly social media. There's some real cool people out there that are cool, but people that are onto social media too much and on these apps, you can just see it like the princess treatment, like only like right away, like I want this and that. Like that's their whole personality trait is you want to be pampered and treated like a princess and I think
I had an interesting thought about that. And I do believe that most men are genuine providers. I think the disconnect is where the disconnect is coming from is that most men want to provide for a woman that they feel they're confident in providing it. The problem is y'all are telling them that off the fucking rip to like, yo, provide for me. Like, who wants to hear that? Like,
one, I don't even know if I like you yet, shorty. Like, why am I treating you like you want princess treatment? Only talk to me if you're obsessed with me. I want princess treatment right away. Like, I don't know if I like you.
Yeah, because if you think about it, most men have like this desire to like, when they make money, take care of their mom, take care of their family. Like most men do genuinely want to be providers. I think it's because they're trying to project that onto them immediately. Like, yo, you need to be this from day one, the minute I meet you.
I don't want to feel like I have to do that for your affection. I feel like I should want to do that. You know? There's a difference between me wanting to give you, wanting to provide for you, than you asking or demanding me to provide for you off rip. You know what's funny? That's like you. I actually love when girls do that because that's an easy. I'm not talking to you. Like you're off rip, cut off. Listen, I spoil. If I'm dating someone, I spoil them as fuck. But I have to want to. It's not like
Nah, I agree. Some woman had a great breakdown of this from a woman's perspective of like, and I'm gonna have to paraphrase all this shit, but she was like, "Yo, like, I want to cook for you, but like, don't make it a requirement for me to do this. Like, I want to clean, but don't make it a requirement for me to do this. I want to be a feminine woman. I want to have." She basically just wants to have the option to do this stuff and not feel like you're forced and entitled to do this. And if you don't, it's gonna fuck up the relationship. And I agree. I think like most people should want to have that desire, not if I don't do this, it's a fucking problem.
But this kind of goes along with what you said. The women that tend to want that tend to be the ones that have nothing else going on in their lives. That's what I noticed too.
I want to look into that more, but I do agree. And by all means, listen, I'm not trying to make this a misogynistic podcast because I know that stigma does come into.
No, there's definitely talk. I mean, listen, dating is awful for.
Because don't get me wrong, like
dating is awful for both genders right now.
Yeah, because there's a lot of men that like
girls are dealing with dudes that are pretending like they like them. But they want sex, but they're not being honest about wanting sex. Yeah, which is wanting sex is fine as long as you're honest about it. But a lot of dudes out here just be like pretending like they want a damn near full relationship until they get the box and then never talk to girls again. That's fucked up.
But we're talking about the perspective. You gotta
be honest and
Nah, I agree. And for anybody listening, we are talking about it from the perspective of men dating women. So can I tell you about dudes dating dudes? I don't know what to tell you. Well, Not yet. Not gay yet. Maybe next year we'll figure it out. If we can get these views up, I'll be gay.
Word?
No, I say that every year. Hasn't happened yet. But no, yeah, I think that's just an interesting observation I made with dating. It's not like a unique observation. I think most men have seen that in their dating, and most women can take that and flip it and see that in men as well. But I just think it's mind-boggling to me that people will be like, yeah, I don't do anything, but shit, when I get a man, it's X, Y, and Z, and it's like, bro, you should just do this. Live your life. Like, you should just do this in general. You shouldn't be waiting for a man to come in and start creating some excitement for your life.
It's important to ask yourself why you want a relationship, what a relationship would do to you, what your partner looks like, what you want your partner to look like, and
that's about realistic. Like, why do you want a relationship? That's probably the most important question. Because a lot of people are just getting into one because it feels right and they just don't want to be alone. And it's like, you just need friends, nigga. Like, get some better friends that just want to hang out with you on a consistent basis. Y'all be having friends that act like the minute they turn 25, all of a sudden, like, they're just super adult that can't do shit. Nigga, that should be pissing me off, bro. When I hear sometimes my friends be like, oh, I got a lot going on. You hear it, and it's like, no, you're just not efficient with your time. Like, your errands took all day because you went at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, what the fuck? That's why you don't do shit. Also, you don't want to do shit. You don't like going outside. You have social anxiety, and you have yet to address that shit. Like, that's all, nigga. Like,
damn, you gotta.
now I'm just rambling at the hip, but yeah. Anywho, okay. I have nothing else to say.
No.
How you been?
I've been chilling.
I feel like I took the funny out of it by getting kind of like.
I like getting more serious with our podcast though. I like talking more serious about this topic, especially dating and stuff, because it's more candid. But
yeah. I've been sports betting like a rabid animal this past week. I had like extra cash lying around.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I've been getting my ass whooped, man.
I've been doing great.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? I'm not like looking to bet. It's just more like I watch a lot of NBA games and I notice things and I'm like, oh, I bet this would be a good opportunity to bet.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been making more money doing that now, because instead of looking for the bet on my phone, I'm watching the game and I'll be like, I think this dude's going to do this or that, or I think this team's going to win, just based off watching. Yeah. That's like more successful.
NBA has been cooking me. The NFL has been doing me great. Like, especially because it's the playoffs right now. It's like, all right. But the NBA, there's too many fucking games.
I stopped making parlays too, so that helps.
Yeah. I still do a parlay for fun. I ain't gonna lie to you, but straight bets are the way to go. Like, if anything, what I do now is like, I'll do a parlay and then take both those like bets in the parlay. And just, I feel like those are my best bets anyway, so I'm going for it.
And also not betting, making sure like you bet on some things with minus odds too. Not everything got to be plus 400.
No.
People refuse to bet on anything that's like minus 100 or minus 150. Like,
I will admit,
people gotta take those bets. Like,
I'm not going past minus 180. Like, in the 200s, I'm just not gonna waste my time. Because the minus 100, like 150, can't happen. It's a reasonable bet. It's not like, oh, we don't think this is gonna happen. Like, or you know what I mean? Like, it can go either way. If you look at the matchups, you look what happened, the scenarios, like,
people shouldn't be scared to go into minuses here and there though.
Yeah, niggas be like expecting Joel Embiid to score 40 every game.
Yeah,
like, bro,
people
relax.
want to quadruple their money on every bet, and that's just
build a bankroll.
There's the risk that comes along with that too. Like,
the best thing you could do is build up your bankroll, and then if you want, take some of that unit and then bet it on that unrealistic like plus 500 bet. That's fine, because you have an entire bankroll of money where you can do like the stupid fuckery, but make your smart betting decision.
How many units?
I would only do like 1 to half a unit.
Let me see a unit.
Oh. I was like, what?
I think it's somewhere else.
Yeah, I thought you was being
How you been though? What's anything to do with you?
I mean, not really. Niggas is about to get into their DIY dad stage again, man.
Yeah, you told me you're building a fucking table. You're like, you're like, yeah, it's no big deal. I'm just getting some plywood, some concrete. You made it seem so casual. I'm like, bro, you're what?
Yeah.
You're like, no, that's not that serious. I'm just gonna get a bunch of pieces of plywood and put concrete in it. Like, bro, that's
not concrete in it, you jackass. Like, I'm gonna put concrete on top of it.
Does that make it less complicated?
Yes.
I don't know.
Filling up a box of concrete is crazy. You know how hard that would be to get out my house?
I don't fucking know. All I know is either way.
I live on a 3-story building. Like,
you're getting wood and concrete together to make a table. That's crazy.
I mean, it's not much, my nigga. It's 6
See, exactly. That's what he said. It's not much. That's much, bro.
It's 6 pieces of plywood. You got to get some nails to like put it together. Some wood glue to like extra seal.
Oh, this is like an actual table.
Yeah, real coffee
They just
table.
send you the instructions and you build
No.
No. Oh no, you doing this? Yeah, you DIYing this. Okay, he's making it seem like he's just.
Yeah, I'm gonna build a Venetian plaster coffee table.
Okay.
With cement and Venetian plaster.
Hey man, that's dope.
It's really
dope. I fuck with that.
I think that might be the easiest,
but it's not simple.
It might be the easiest thing I've done. Like the measurements was the hardest thing to like figure out, and I just could not process the numbers for some reason. But I finally got it. Building that fucking shelf in the dining room, that was hard. Yeah, 'cause I never accounted for my walls are slanted or warping, so it's like level, like kind of like raised above the wall or a little way. But this is a fucking coffee table, my nigga. As long as I have the dimensions right and a level.
It's ugly.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, because
you don't do it right.
Oh no, there's a huge possibility that the way I laid down the spackle could be bad.
I want to see you lay down the spackle.
Anywho, I've laid down enough spackle on the ceiling.
Word?
Yeah, I fixed my ceiling like 3 times.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he needs to fix the roof for it to be completely fixed. But I put down enough spackle to make it.
You spackle the walls too?
I mean, what is wrong with you, nigga? See, men need to go back to war.
Why?
Because you're thinking about getting nutted on when I'm talking about building shit like a real man.
That is some real manly shit. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, I think women like that too.
You should do a TikTok, like fast speed up of you doing it.
That's gonna be a bad
put some
TikTok.
like Drake music in the background.
Oh, so I like day in the life.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be my day in the life video.
I'm telling you, that would be fire.
But I'm saying like I'll wake up like
do a time lapse of you building the fucking table.
Yeah.
And you'll look like a manly man.
All right, man. Hey, men, if you want to be a manly man, build a fucking stone coffee table.
Yes, sir.
Other than that, yo, this has been another episode of the Completely Irresponsible podcast. Have a good day, ball bags. Bye.